John McAuliffe in this race,
Yeah, driving Eric Paterno's car.
and he's last.
Well, I think it's the replacement car. Hey, race fans, welcome to Monticello Motor Club. It's the Member Challenge race coming to you live from the Catskill Mountains and the world's premier automotive country club, Monticello Motor Club. We've got an excellent race set up here today, 7 different classes of cars, and we've got a special guest in the booth. Paul Quealy, join us for the call.
Well, thank you, Derek. I am looking forward to a terrific race. Sunny skies, high humidity, track temps at about 123. I expect them to increase about 7 degrees throughout this race. And tire management, once again, will determine, I think, have a big determination on who our winner is.
Well, Paul, as a great race car driver yourself, you certainly know a lot of things about what it takes to get the most performance out of these cars on this track. So we'll be looking forward to hearing your insights throughout the race.
Well, I can't wait. It brings back a lot of memories of the 90s in the Formula One days when I was trudging through Europe as a reserve driver, trying to see if I could actually get into the fray.
Well,
Well, look, Derek. Right now, we see the truck. People are lined up. I don't know about you, but I'm getting goosebumps.
oh, I'm super excited. You can see Taylor, our track director, Yonel, the club manager. You got Eddie in the safety truck, and we are about to roll off in just a few minutes.
And don't forget, we got Chef Steve
Oh, Chef
preparing
Steve.
some fantastic meals post race.
Listen, Paul, he's got about 50 pounds of charcoal down there. He's grilling up New York strips for sliders today. We're going to have a fantastic lunch.
Who doesn't like a slider?
So there you have that's Paul Levine in a Mike Leo reserve car and Sean McAuliffe in an Eric Paterno reserve car.
Interesting.
So,
Well, I know Paul Gregory is he's a little bit lighter than Mike Leo.
yeah, you mean Paul
Uh,
Levine. Paul Levine is lighter than
that's a.
Mike Leo.
Oh,
Paul
sorry, Paul Levine. I thought that Paul Gregory was in that car. My bad.
No, Paul Gregory up in second place, right behind Chris Cognazzi. Paul Gregory going to be fighting for the overall win today in that lightweight Porsche.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I remember when Paul first joined the club and didn't have any racing experience. And, he's worked at his craft, and it's nice to see, the hard work pay off.
No doubt. So you got Chris Cognazzi on the pole. Outside front row, Paul Gregory. Second row is J.F. Formella being supported by Monticello Service Center trackside. You've got Adam Klein outside second row. Reggie T on third row, followed by Rob on outside third row, Alan Teo and Miguel Damian. Then you've got Rudy Pistoli and Nick Steinman on row 5. It's going to be a great race.
It looks like the battle for the pole. Chris has it, Paul Gregory. The question right away is, does Paul Gregory have enough experience to make a move on Chris Cagnozzi, who has a wonderful resume of fantastic driving? Enough experience as Paul. Can he get by him? Can he give Chris a race?
Well, we're going to find out in mere moments. I'll tell you, Chris Cognazzi has a lot of car, too. That AMG GT2 is stout.
That is a beauty. But let's look at the wrap of the Paul Gregory car. Can you be any more American than that?
Oh, I'm telling you, nothing better than a guy with a French accent and an American flag German car.
Full of diamonds.
Race fans, it's 1 minute till we roll off. We'll have lights on the pace car, and we'll be on track for formation in 60 seconds. What a race we have on tap. You see
Derek, and during our downtime of the race, you might want to, people might want to visit the MMC Pro Shop. We have all the latest apparel emboldened and blazoned with the beautiful MMC regular logo, and then we have the famous, the soon to becoming famous limited logo of just our beautiful car.
Absolutely. Speaking of logo, look at that drone shot. Monticello Media Team, always on point.
No doubt.
Cars are rolling off. Yeah. And listen, Paul is correct. You guys feel free to visit the pro shop early and often.
And I think if you can get there in the next 90 seconds, 20% discount.
And go. Maria and Jillian down there waiting to melt your Amex.
For 90 seconds. We will also, throughout the race, I'll mention some new sale items, and they'll be on a limited basis in terms of seconds. You'll have 30 seconds to get there, 20% off on outerwear. Some of the T-shirts will be discounted, but that will be a 15-second run. So you might want to actually, the smart shopper would hang in the pro shop during the race.
Sure, just be standing there waiting for the call.
I'm going to put the timer on to make sure that we have when that sale ends.
Oh, man, what a race. What a commentator booth. What an embarrassment of riches and talent we have in this commentator booth today. All cars are off the grid. All cars forming up. We're going to do a pace formation lap, and then it'll be green flag in Morgan's hand up on the spotter stand. And look at this shot of the Catskills.
You know, it's amazing how beautiful this track is. And particularly, it's been a difficult summer weather-wise. And our Pedro, who is the head of our landscaping, and Manuel have done a wonderful job keeping the place as beautiful as it looks here. People don't realize tracks are not beautiful, but the MMC track is.
Oh, we have better grass in the infield than I have on my lawn. It's fantastic.
Well, you live in an apartment complex, Derek, so I'm not so sure that's really a good.
Only during the summer. Only during the
only
season.
During the summer. Okay, that sale for overall sale has 20 seconds left.
Man, you know, PQ, we've got Jordan Klein providing in-car camera coverage during the race today. I'm excited for what this media team is going to put together. You see Chris Cognazzi on the gas, on the brake, on the gas, getting some heat in those tires.
And I just might want to just tell you that the sale is over. 90 seconds is up, Joe. We'll have something throughout the race.
Stay tuned for more sale opportunities in the Pro Shop, brought to you by Paul Quealy.
And MMC. See the beautiful and talented Maria, Jose's wife. You look at Maria, you look at Jose, and you have to wonder, gosh, that Jose is some salesman.
Definitely outkicked his coverage.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, what a recruiter. What a recruiter Jose must be. Fields through the switchback, right, headed to Cryptos.
So, Derek, what do you think? What's Chris Cognazzi and Paul Greger? What are their strategies right now, particularly Paul going against a more experienced racer in Chris?
Well, I think Chris has to defend that inside line. He's going to head down into Montreal trying to defend, as Paul's going to be attacking from the outside. If I'm Paul, I'm probably going to think with a 25-minute mentality. I'm going to think I got to get through the first lap clean, try to stay close, use a little draft, and see if Cognazzi has any weaknesses. See if your car is stronger than the AMG anywhere, and then use that to attack throughout the race. You only need to lead the last lap, PQ.
No doubt. But, to be quite frank, Chris has got a better car and he's a better driver. Paul is really up against the wall. But, the Swiss have always done things unconventionally. And I'm thinking that maybe magic will strike.
That's what we're hoping for. That's why they pay the big bucks for these tickets. This is what brings race fans out.
My God, you can see the fans have lined this place.
Crowd's on his feet. I believe we are lights out on the pace car. Green flag this time by. Field is stacking up. Last corner before the South Straight. We have the capable Ricky Doughton piloting the Supra pace car today. Field is stacking up. Lights are out. We're going green this time by. Green flag in Morgan's hand.
Wow, what a really tidy group of racers going in. Bert the Met there trying to get a little bit of a head start. He learned from me.
And we are, I don't believe we got waved off. Did we get waved off?
Yeah, we must have.
Yeah, we got waved off. No green from Morgan. Pace car is in, so under these rules, I believe it'll be a single file. No, it'll be a double file restart.
It's a double file race car.
Yep. Cognazi will maintain the pace and restack the field, and we will try again for a fair start.
Well, I tell you, look at that shot we have with Old Glory.
Absolutely. Monticello,
Waving in the
most patriotic club track in America.
No doubt. We are all incredibly proud to be part of the American dream. And each and every racer right here today is fulfilling the American dream. Right now, no one else in the world is doing what we're doing this morning. There's not many times you can say that, Derek.
You got that right, PQ.
And as they go by the wonderful MMC Service Center, you'll see a lot of the mechanics out there. They're as interested in this race as we are. They'll be watching. You'll see Frankie Cash running the place, and James Cash Jr.
Cash Jr. Frankie scooting around on his Vespa. All the mechanics have a personal interest in different cars, right? They know which cars they prepped, and they want to see how they perform.
You talk to the mechanics, they're here because they love racing. They're not interested in trying to figure out why your Bluetooth in your Ferrari 812 is not connecting. They're interested in creating fast race cars.
Yes.
Okay. While we have this delayed start, I'm going to call a 30-second sale on outerwear beginning now.
There you go. See Jillian and Maria in the pro shop. You've got 30 seconds to get 20% off on outerwear. PQ's on the clock. You also see our karting. We're doing a karting camp today. Mike Poe doing our second karting camp of the summer. The first one was so popular it sold out. We had to open up more seats for a second kart camp kicking off today. Cognazi leads them through the hairpin and up the North Straight.
And the sale's over, Derek, but let's keep going. Let's go racing. We've gone shopping long enough. Time to race. You know, I always remember when this happened to me racing in Europe. It was always very disconcerting when you were called off on the start. You're so excited and you're focused, and then you've got to retrain, work on your breathing, and get ready for it to happen again. There's only so many times you can do that before you really get mentally exhausted.
You're right. Concentration's like a muscle, and it does get overworked if you have to do this too many times.
And I think my lack of concentration has really kept me from being a much better racer.
Takes a big man to admit that, Paul.
Yeah. I always used to say it's the car, but in fact, it's not the arrow. It's the Indian.
Paying a little homage to our Native American friends, Paul Quealy, great American.
Just so you know, we are not giving them this land back that the Mohegans had up in the Monticello Motor area.
Just want to get on the record.
We are not giving it back.
All right, through the last corner, Chris Cognazi stacking the field for another shot at a green flag. No pace car this time. Paul Gregory being very generous with the spacing there on the outside row.
I think Paul's making a mistake. He has got to move up.
Yeah, he really should. And we are now green flag racing. Chris Cognazzi gets a great start. And now you see Morgan with the green flag, and the field is through.
Very clean so far. Nice to see that.
Yep, lots of accordion there at the back, but not any contact, and everybody is through. I agree, PQ. Gregory wasn't nearly as aggressive as he could have been on that start, and it hurt him a little.
I'm going to make some notes. I'll have a side conversation with Paul after the race. Let him cool down a little bit, and we'll talk about what he did right and what he did wrong. And the first thing we're going to talk about is he got toasted at the start.
Speaking of coaching, you can contact Concierge today and get your own professional level coach anytime you visit Monticello. We'd love to help make you faster.
Yep. I think Paul might have done well from having one of our trained instructors being his coach today.
It would have helped on that start.
Oh, absolutely. Wow, look at the as the field separates going down the backstretch.
Klein with a really great run down through there. Klein through the kink, down into the braking zone. Fantastic in-car coverage from our media team.
He hit 150. He's moving down. He's turning in at about 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, and you can see the in-car telemetry there. You see his brake application and his throttle. Fantastic work. JF up in Paul Gregory's mirrors now. Paul's going to have lots to think about as he receives pressure from behind by JF in that Monticello-supported Porsche product.
Well, Jason Ray, who I believe is coaching, who is coaching JF right now, is telling him that you've got to dirty Paul's mirrors. He's got to get a little bit concerned. Let him start worrying about you rather than the race, and you'll get by him.
Absolutely. That's the way mistakes happen.
Absolutely. You have to be concentrated. It's just not clear. Paul has made a mental mistake at the start, and can he fend off a very crafty JF?
So you see Adam Klein into Montreal. There comes Rudy and Alan Teo and the McLarens. Everybody clear as Jonathan Wilson makes a move in, gets around Bert Schwartz. Tries to get around Bert Schwartz, but Schwartz.
Jonathan Wilson caught Bert the Met sleeping.
He sure did.
Much
but
like the Mets who've had a bad week, is this a bad week for Bert the Met? He was the real success story 2 races ago.
He really was. Bert the Met laid on the brakes, goes a little wide. Oh, and there's.
Do we have our first D?
I believe that's Mike Leo coming into the pits. I'm not sure, but I believe that was Mike Leo's ND.
That's too bad. Mike's a great racer. His car has had some issues. I know he's trying to work on it, but the back end just a bit light on that car right now, and you can see it in the run.
Yeah, it's a little light. Here you see Jonathan Wilson chasing down Bert Schwartz. Bert was able to hang on in Montreal, and now look at this superior power of that Aston through the kink and around Schwartz. And there's Reggie T in the Cup car, also going to outbrake Bert and I bet get around him before switchback.
Is Reggie T probably the most fit driver of our group? Someone who takes physical fitness and works on his diet, and you could see it. He's in a good car, and he's just got great strength going through those turns. The car is basically he's telling the car what to do.
PQ,
a lot of times the car drives you, not Reggie T.
I saw him in the pits the other day. We didn't have an air tank for his air jacks. He just reached down and grabbed the bumper and picked it up while they changed the tires.
You know what? My wife, when I can't open a can of peanut butter or a jar of peanut butter, she says, "Let's call Reggie T."
He just twists the top of the jar off.
Yeah, he rips it off.
Yeah. There's Jordan Klein with our in-car camera, following close behind. I believe that is Miguel Damian in his brand new McLaren Artura, racing it for the first time today. Serviced and supported by Monticello Service Center.
You know, looking at the race monitor right now, trying to pick up the race itself. Having a little trouble finding out times for these guys, but there we go. Really clean racing. Now, this is the part of the race, Derek, in the middle, you're getting a little, frankly, your concentration is starting to wane a bit. Unless you really are in a mix, you can't be too complacent here. You have to continue to focus, hit your marks, make your turn-ins, and make sure that you're not going too fast into the curves. You know, as we like to say it's slow in and fast out. Look at Jordan Klein there. See what he gets that top speed up to.
He's through the kink. You can see he's flat on the throttle. 148, 149 before he went to the brakes.
Good speed, very consistent. Goes through here at about 56, 57. Keeps the car incredibly well balanced.
I tell you, Pico, you just made a great point about the timing of this race. Because of that wave off, the clock still started, even though we had to do a restart. So we are already 11 minutes in, even though we're just now finishing up like the second or third lap. These racers, this race is going to feel shorter to these guys, and therefore they're going to have to get a little more aggressive sooner than they might normally would.
Well, I know the cars that are having an MMC coach, they're well aware of that. We talked to the coaches about that before. All sorts of scenario planning. A wave off, you have to reconfigure and recalibrate how you're going to attack the race. Also, I look at the track temperature right now is moving up to 131. Not slimy yet, but getting warm. And tire management late in this race, I think, will be a big issue.
No doubt. We've got about 13 minutes left in this race. Chris Cognazzi has opened up a 6.5 second lead over Paul Gregory.
You know, I think Chris Cognazzi is doing so well. I believe we should have a 90-second sale on T-shirts in the pro shop. We call it the Cognazzi sale. Starting now. Let's go, everybody. 90 seconds.
You got 90 seconds to get to the pro shop and get a discount on T-shirts.
20% off.
Jay Davis into Montreal with Eric Paterno right up in his mirrors. What a
Jay
race.
Davis driving the lights out of that car.
You now see there's Reggie T closing in on Miguel Damian with a Klein car right behind him through Pine Tree.
That's a nice little mix-up there. Good mid-pack action.
Absolutely. Miguel Damian racing that new Artura for the first time today, and Reggie T using superior speed.
Derek, as they make that turn on Hanger and you go down the backstretch, I need to tell everybody about the backstretch condo complex that's coming in. As soon as we get our wastewater treatment plant, we will go for town approval of our backstretch condos, and there'll be nothing like that in the country.
Absolutely. There's a model in the clubhouse if you'd like to see it. We'd love to talk to you about real estate opportunities at Monticello as soon as you guys get to the clubhouse and would like to talk about it.
Designed by the wonderful Lauren Quealy, a design expert who also does the pro shop. And that reminds me that the 90-second 20% off T-shirt sale is concluded.
Oh, yes. Lauren Quealy doing a great job on the design for those condos on the backstretch. I can't wait to see that vision come to life.
Some of these pictures, you get a little bit of a glimpse of Serenity Lane, a beautiful, beautiful real estate complex created by Mike Watkins, and big fan of the club. And some of our most loyal and best members have places at Serenity Lane, and are incredibly impressed with Mike's craftsmanship.
Oh, no doubt. You can't talk
Well,
about Monticello. You can't talk about members. JF has a condo over there. Ooh, Reggie T, who also has a house on Serenity Lane.
You have to wonder, did Reggie T get a muscle cramp? Got a yellow flag.
I think he might have caught a glimpse of Mike Watkins cheering him on, took his vision off the corner, and before you know it, he's around.
Can he get back on? That's the question. And points are so important in this season-long challenge series.
No doubt.
That you really can't afford to sit out. Look at Chris Cognazi just pushing it. And that car, Cognazi, beautifully balanced.
He's in a different zip code from second and third place.
And how about Paul Gregory, though? Still keeping up, fighting off the folks behind him.
Yeah, he's able to hold off JF and Adam Klein, who were behind him very close, and now he's been able to open up a little gap.
I'm very impressed, but I'm not surprised. That car is being, like most cars here, being taken care of by the MMC Center. And I was up there 2 days ago watching that prep for his car, and it's a really well-balanced, solid race car.
No doubt about it.
And Paul's driving the wheels off it. We'd like to say Paul is polishing the diamond, since he is in the jewel business. If your wife would like some one-of-a-kind diamonds, I would suggest you approach Paul at Pit Lane. He's always willing to help, whether you buy from him or not. And we're talking diamonds that go up to the tens and 20 millions of dollars. Way too rich for my taste, but not a lot of the tastes of the MMC members. Derek, you might want to get Denise one of those big diamonds.
I'm thinking, I just need to talk to my boss about a raise.
That's right. Nope. I don't know if he's going to be receptive.
Right.
Reggie T is one of the largest commercial industrial cleaners in the country. He needs to do a little cleanup on his own, doesn't he?
He does. He needs to clean a little grass out of the front grill of that Cup car. As you see, Dave Pereira putting the nose of that M4 inside there of Jonathan Wilson and the Aston Martin. We've got a race here in the mid-pack. Dave Pereira has been here, been putting in the work, practiced all day yesterday, along with Jonathan Wilson. And now you've got all four of these cars really trying to show their stuff. And Miguel Damian leading them up into the carousel. Klein taking an outside line.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that outside line this early in the race. Is he just trying to understand some patterns of the people above him?
Well, you see, Klein holding off, but Wilson closing the gap. Look at Pereira. Try to get inside there. Can't quite do it. Is that Reggie T in the pits? Reggie T has, I believe, retired for the first race.
That's unfortunate. But for those that have some jars that can't open, now is a good time to hit up Reggie T. And then we go right by the backstretch where the beautiful condo complex will be.
And you see Jonathan Wilson using superior Aston Martin horsepower. Dave Pereira using superior Bavarian horsepower as they both take out Adam Klein in that Stuttgart machine before the braking zone. Let's see if they can hang on to it.
Oops, little camera issue there.
A little camera issue.
The cameraman has to maintain concentration for 20 minutes. Not easy, just like the announcers. But look at that pack go through. They all get bunched up.
I tell you, Pereira looking pretty racy in that M4 GT4.
Oh, nice pass there, safe pass there through the lower powered MX-5.
Yeah, that's Sean McAuliffe and an Eric Paterno NB.
Wow, that's a combination you never thought you'd see.
I know, right?
Two competitive racers. Would I give my car to a good friend? Absolutely not.
Two Monticello superpowers collaborating to make sure everybody gets to race.
But you know what I would do right now? I'd offer a 90-second sale on hats. 20% off all hats in the MMC Pro Shop.
Ooh, I think Jonathan Wilson coming into the pits.
You know why? Heard about the sale.
Adam Klein with a little oversteer, kind of had a moment there. Little oversteer yaw in that Porsche through Pine Tree as we see Jonathan Wilson headed down the pit lane. That is unfortunate for Team Wilson.
This is where the track temp is at 137 right now, late in the race, getting a little slimy. You got to have extra concentration here because the really good racers, they will attack at this point. You push too hard, you've got to maintain the integrity of your tires and push at the right time. And a lot of these guys have gone out fast and maybe a little too fast.
You know, speaking of attacking, PQ, we have a brand new fleet of side-by-sides and a whole new set of off-road trails with some engineered obstacles designed by yours truly. If you want to get over in the dirt and have some fun at Monticello, contact Concierge today to find out about our new fleet of side-by-sides and our exciting off-road editions.
Yeah, that you can stay in an air-conditioned cabin and listen to some Spotify music. You could also download the Paul Quealy playlist. I'm trying to get to 2 million followers. I have about 25 playlists on that Spotify account. I'm at 79 right now, but you could be the 80th. I've been at it 5 years. Sales of the hat is over right now. No more 20% off on the hats. Probably
Paul
another
Quealy.
sale coming up quick.
Paul Quealy on fire today, folks. You got to have a quick wit to follow this guy. He's switching gears. He's talking Spotify. He's talking about hat sales. He's talking about Sean McAuliffe.
You know, we just had a new member, Stephen Vicker, who's a very, very famous music producer. He downloaded my Spotify playlist, sent me a text last night with a thumbs up.
What an endorsement.
Yeah, couldn't be any better. Oh, we got a late pass there.
Wow, big pass.
Who was that? I'm having trouble looking at it.
I'm not sure.
My eyes, it's
I believe it was
61,
Alan
not
Teo.
what they were.
I believe it was Alan Teo.
In the McLaren.
Yes.
Look at the picture there, the beautiful lofts. The MMC lofts.
What a race. Race fans, we've got about 3 minutes left. There comes Bert Schwartz, followed by Cole Cognazi.
Who's the yellow flag?
I don't know. It's one sector. It's not a full course yellow.
No.
There's Rudy Pistoli into the carousel. Ooh.
Oh,
I believe that is Alan Teo just drawing. Are you going to chart? Should we be billing him for that landscaping?
Well, I want you to know sod always increases in price late in the season, and that's not going to be a cheap rebuild.
There's
but
Teo
how about
and
the fact you got back on?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Teo and Damien now, two McLarens nose to tail. Alan Teo gets the car back on the course. No doubt with a little grass on the tires, but he's right back up to pace.
Absolutely. You know, on behalf of Alan Teo and his grass escapades, why don't we have a sale of 22% off all gloves, race gloves, because he's going to need them. 25% off. We'll go for 2 minutes. Everybody, get to that. Get to the pro shop.
Go see Maria for 25% off gloves.
For 2 minutes only.
Teo coming up behind Sean McAuliffe in that Paterno car. Sean McAuliffe,
right now
the
you
cork
have some
in
of
the
the
bottle.
you got the underpowered cars, still great drivers, but the fast cars are passing them, and a little bit depressing. But if I was Sean McAuliffe, I would get very aggressive with that car because, in fact, it's not his.
PQ, look at all those kids on that kart track. Kart
Oh,
camp
my
in full
Lord.
force.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, an F1 driver is in that pack. Future F1 driver.
Maybe an F1 female academy. As we see
No doubt.
Morgan holding the 1 to go sign, white flag in the air. Next time by, it'll be Chris Cognazi taking the checkers, unless something goes wrong here on the last lap. Morgan so ably holding up that 1 to go sign.
30 seconds left on that 25% sale on the hats. Now we realize there's a long line at the cashier, so you just have to be outside the pro shop when the sale ends.
Cognazi.
Well, he must be really proud. Wonderful race.
Fantastic. He's going to be to the checkers before you know it.
Oh, in-car camera. Let's see Jordan Klein down the hangar. Beautiful turn, comes in slow, goes out fast. Look at that.
And there is Chris Cognazi taking the checkered flag. This race 1 is in the books as Paul Gregory crosses the line in second. JF crosses the line in third. Good, clean
So
race
not
out of
much
all
of a
three
change
of
up
those
at
guys.
the top.
Nope. Which is a testament to these drivers.
You know, the only one, Reggie T, he's busy hitting the pro shop. Sale's over, by the way.
Yeah. Reggie T on pit wall. Mike Leo on pit wall. And Jonathan Wilson on the pit.
But overall, a really clean race, and that's to be expected. The MMC racers realize that this is a country club race. No reason to put your nose where it doesn't belong. Keep it clean, and Taylor always has a better day when the race is clean.
There's no doubt about that, PQ. As well as the racers have a better day when the race is clean.
No doubt, no doubt.
It's always a good race when you can drive it in.
Famous Dennis quote to finish first. You must first finish.
Absolutely. Bedrock fact of racing. There's Jordan Klein across the line taking the checker from the in-car.
And how about he gives you a little bit of a wave, realizing that we're watching him? Isn't that a nice
touch? Oh, that kid is a natural-born showman.
Wow, there's the picture of MMC in all its glory. What started as basically a touch-and-go airport 20 years ago is now turned into America's most exciting country club venue, and we are a country club for cars. As we pan out, you'll see the
in the foreground
racing circuit.
Yeah, you can see some of that.
Yeah, and then you see beautiful Serenity Lane created by Mike Watkins.
The clubhouse, the service center, karting track in the distance, the gallery, America's finest motorsport country club.
And don't forget Old Glory right in the middle.
Absolutely. Race fans.
All right, we will.
Thanks for watching.
Derek,
PQ, take us out.
Derek, thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's fantastic. Live,
Could have been 30, could have been a G. Should have never snitched. Why took it to police? Now they're looking at you funny when you're walking down the street. Looking at you like food, trying to see what they can eat. Me, I'm like wallowing, dealing with the game. You don't really want to act silly, behave. When I'm on stage and the million gets really made. I need that breeze. I feel sorry for Skepta, they copy these flow, but they say that it's a new flow. Imitation don't flatter me, but it's cool though. Should have ever left the guy like the mouse true though. Put them in the coffin, get them on a tombstone. Yeah, I got a half of the price of a kudo. Living like a boss man, nothing like Hugo. I need that good price.
All right, race fans, it's race number 2 here from Monticello. Look at that shot. Look at the pace car sitting right in the logo. It's almost like they set that up. That is beautiful. We've got our live cameraman, Colin, on the grid as the racers are lining up for race number 2 on this beautiful Saturday morning here in the Catskills. There's Ricky Doughton sitting inside the pace car, unaware that he is being broadcast to the world. We've still got Chris Cognazzi on the pole with Paul Gregory outside front row. Coached up Paul a little bit in the gap there, hoping that he gets a better start this time. He should be a little racier at the beginning than, stacking the field as... Anyway, I'm just teasing. I had fun with Paul Gregory. He's a great member. We love having him here, and he's going to be fast in race 2. You've got JF there in 3rd position, followed by Adam Klein in the 4th spot outside front row. Then you've got a pair of McLarens, Alan Teo and Miguel Damian, bringing up row 3. And then you've got just a gaggle of Stuttgart machinery behind him trying to run down those fine British papaya cars. And we're going to be racing in about 60 seconds here. So while we wait, don't forget, we have a fantastic karting facility headed up by Mike Poe. We'd love to have you guys out for some karting. Bring the kids. Come out and check out our new side-by-side program. We've got all new trails and all new hardware for you to explore. The trails are marked, and they're exciting. They're dynamic, some engineered elements as well as some natural elements. We're using all the elevation. It's a really exciting day. Bring out the kids. The side-by-sides are heated. They're cooled. They're closed cabin. You don't get wet. You don't get muddy. You don't get hot. You don't get cold. They're fantastic. Check in with Concierge today to book your off-road experience. Right after the papaya cars, you've got Rob Jackowitz and also Dave Pereira in the M4 GT4. Then you've got Nick Steinman and Rudy Pistoli in the world's angriest M2 CSR. We've got an exciting race. Race 1 was great. Lots of action. Jonathan Wilson had an unfortunate off and won't be back for race 2. We're going to miss him here. But Reggie T in that beautiful Manti Racing Cup car had an off in Montreal, but he is back for the attack and ready for race 2. Cars are rolling off in 1 minute. PQ had to check out, had some important business, had to jump on a plane and go to Deer Valley, but we've got the able and capable Nick Longy trying to fill his shoes, trying to fill his racing boots here for race number 2. Nick doing double duty, trying to coach Alan Teo, which is a job, and also call this race. So Nick's going to join us in the booth in mere moments. There's Chris Cognazzi looking good in the AMG Pro. That GT2 Pro on Pirelli P0s is looking fantastic today. Look at the concentration. Look at that, just that racer's instinct. Chris Cognazzi, all business. Also, his car's so fast, he might do the New York Times crossword puzzle during the race. And he puts it in gear and rolls off with Paul Gregory right behind. And we're back. Sorry, I had to take a housefly break. The gallery. Boy, we had 5,000 people on site this week for the biggest event ever in Monticello history. And we're still working on the residual housefly situation inside the gallery. Just calling it like it is. Pace car into Montreal. All cars off, rolling on the grid. We'll be forming up for a double file restart behind that Supra pace car in mere moments. Rudy Pistoli scrubbing in some heat, getting the clag off those Michelin racing slicks. An electrified crowd here today in the gallery, up on the mezzanine, down at the clubhouse. What a day for racing. Chef Steve has, I don't know, I think 100 pounds of ribeyes down there on the charcoal. He's going to be making sliders all afternoon for the friends and family that have come out to see these racers compete. Beautiful weather here as the drone captures those papaya cars going into the carousel. Look at this coverage. What other automotive country club gives you this kind of coverage? We've got in-car. We've got drones. We've got BMWs, Porsches, McLarens. We've got it all today at the world's premier automotive country club. Check in with Jordan Klein on the formation lap. He's in third gear going through the double right-hander at Pine Tree. Rudy Pistoli right before him, right in front of him. Jordan Klein is going to look to get racy behind that Bavarian M2. Chris Cognazi using the brakes to heat up those tires from the inside out, just the way a pro racer would. Lights are out on the pace car, which means we'll be green flag next time by. We'll see if the formation can complete a qualified start, and Morgan will give them the green the first time they see him. Hopefully we get a fair start. Through the kink, the field goes. They'll be coming through Kryptos and heading around our karting facility, which you can see now. Karting facility just went down. The kids' karting camp just went down to the clubhouse for lunch. The kiddos have been busy at the karting facility all morning. Actually, check that. The lights are still on the pace car, which might indicate another lap of formation. That's unusual. I thought we would be green flag this time by, but maybe we are not quite like, maybe we don't have the field like the track director wants just yet. Race control, talking to the pace car. Now I think the lights are out on the pace car. So I believe we will be green this time by. Mike Leo bringing up the rear of the field, but you can bet Mike Leo will not be at the back of the field for the entire race. Mike Leo is not built to run in last place, kids. I can tell you that. The cars are forming up, getting ready, moving into double file position. Hopefully, Paul Gregory going to get up a little bit tighter, give Chris Cognazi a little bit more of the business down in Montreal. Lights are out. Ricky Doughton about to dive that Supra into the pit row. We are coming up on the bridge, and a green flag start here as Morgan gets ready to drop the green. The field stacking up. Drone chasing the field. How about this camera angle right here? These racers getting stacked up. Paul Gregory up there like he should be. I see you, Gregory. Let's go. Waiting for Morgan to give us the green flag. The crowd is on its feet. And there's the green, and we are underway. Big gas, everybody on power as they head into the first turn. Nearly 4 wide as Jay Davis takes the inside line. A little bit of an accordion effect there, but no contact as Cole Cognazi already jumps a couple of spots and has taken the fight to Rudy. The two M2s are side by side heading up to Patience. Paul Gregory with a much better start this time, and he's going to need it to give that AMG Pro any kind of fight. Rudy already been passed by Jordan Klein, but Rudy takes the place back from Klein as he covers him off in the carousel. Single file coming off the carousel, heading down to Pine Tree. Paul Gregory and Cognazi have opened up a little gap on JF there. Bert Schwartz looking for an angle, trying to get around Alan Teo, as we've got a race here, ladies and gentlemen. Single file through the hangar corner onto the long straight. Everybody headed to the kink. Jordan Klein trying to close the gap on Rudy Pistoli there as they go through switchback. Bunch of curb there for the BMW and the Porsche. Big release off the top of switchback, and now Klein takes an inside line. Not the best racecraft I've seen, but he gets up and over Kryptos and now is headed towards Pine Tree as Chris Cognazi attacks on the outside. This Jordan and Cognazi fight is going to be interesting. Cognazi is our current champion and a no stranger to high-stress, high-pressure driving. They're all clean through the old turn number 1, coming off that off-camber corner there. Rudy closing in on the M4 of Dave Pereira. That's BMW on BMW action, which is always my favorite. As they make the turn onto the South Straight, they're going to stretch the legs on those Bavarian machines and see what they've got. You see Reggie T coming down the main South Straight, turning in with Alan Teo and Miguel Damian right behind him. Cole Cognazi still looking for a way around Jordan Klein. Jordan Klein's got his elbows out, though, so nothing doing. And look at Paul Gregory. Paul Gregory, having learned some stuff in race number 1, giving Cognazi a little bit more of a fight here in the early going. Good for Paul. Glad to see these racers learning and stretching themselves and getting a little bit more racy. Check out the graphic in the lower left-hand corner. You can see the position of every car on track as they make their way around. Provided to you by the Monticello media team, doing a great job here of coverage. As we watch Jordan Klein stuff it down into the braking zone. Cognazi opening up a little gap there on the lightweight Cayman of Paul Gregory, but Gregory still taking the fight to him. There's Reggie T through the hairpin, and here come the Papayas. Alan Teo and Miguel Damian. Much different lines there. Rob Jackowitz, Dave Pereira, Rudy Pistoli. Everybody, look at that pack there, mid-pack. Lots of drivers fighting for position as they come off a hairpin. Nice, clean racing so far. I don't think we've had any offs, no cautions. Everything is proceeding as planned for these drivers as Miguel Damian looks inside and shows Alan Teo the nose down into Montreal. Pistoli still bothering Pereira with pressure, applying pressure to his mirrors. Rudy gets a good run off Montreal, and he's now got Dave Pereira in his sights. Alan Teo leading Miguel Damian and Rob J in the Sega car. Some of the best livery on the track. That dirty Sega car there looks awesome in person. Jackowitz gets a good run off the top of Carousel and almost gets inside of Damian. And now Klein down into Pine Tree himself. Klein still looking at the green hindquarters of that M2 CSR of Pistoli. Racing to a dead heat there. Steinman now sizing up Jackowitz for a pass in the braking zone. I expect that to happen. Steinman shows him the nose, doesn't want to outbrake him, tucks back into the draft. Is going to be patient for one more lap, as he should. We've still got a lot of racing left. We have got a race here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Miguel Damian. Damian looking racy. Alan Teo, though, holding him off. Teo being coached up by Nick Longy, which is going to join us here in the booth any minute now. Teo not having that attack from Damian. Teo opens a little gap on Damian. Through the old S's, turning onto the South Straight now. It's Jackowitz, Steinman, Pereira, and Pistoli right there running close. Running order unchanged. We are 7 minutes into this race, about 17 minutes to go. Old Glory flying over the infield of the South Course as you see Paul Levine and Sean McAuliffe duking it out in those classic NB Miatas. Damian takes an interesting line. Teo closes the door. Pereira goes deep in the carousel, giving Rudy a chance to close the gap a little bit. Coing chasing down Cole Cognazi. As Teo turns them onto the main straight, and the big McLarens get ready to stretch their legs. Damian working the draft. Steinman working the draft. Steinman all over the bumper of Jackowitz. The Sega car in trouble. You can see that white Cayman moving to the outside. He's not going to make it taking the long way around, what we like to call the Mike Leo route. Through the switchback, Jordan Klein still chasing that green mechanical Rudy Pistoli M2 CSR through Kryptos. Really good line there for Jordan Klein. Back to our remote camera on the bridge. Connor moving around with the roving mobile camera, doing work all over the property. Klein through the double left-hander at the top of old turn number 1. Pinning the throttle as he heads to the S's. Chris Cognazzi finally opening up a gap. He's about 6.5 seconds clear of second place, Paul Gregory. If you're watching at home, you can see that magenta number 19 moving on to the backstretch. That is Chris Cognazzi's position. There's 44 of Paul Gregory turning onto the backstretch. These in-race graphics provided by Monticello Media are fantastic. The MyLap system working as intended. That number 11 is JF headed towards the kink. You can track the position of every single car on the track by watching the MyLap's graphics in the lower left-hand corner. Paterno following Blaker. The ND2 battle rejoined from last night. ND2 getting right back to it. As you see, Chris Cognazzi all alone, having a sandwich, doing a little mahjong, maybe making a panini. Oh my gosh, say it ain't so. Is Nick Longy almost about to be in the broadcast booth?
Battle going on with the McLaren crew.
Ooh, Longy is busy coaching his driver up under this withering attack provided by Miguel Damian. What we don't know is who's going to wither. Will it be Damian or will it be Teo? Teo with this maintaining his poise under this assault by Miguel Damian. Damian just can't quite crack the code. We're coming up on the halfway point of this race. We're about 30 seconds away from halfway as you watch the McLarens of Teo and Damian round the kart path headed into the S's. Steinman got clear of Jackowitz, and now Pereira is sizing up that Sega car for a pass. There you see Teo, Damian. It's a drag race down to Montreal. Damian trying to get on the gas, trying to close the gap on Teo. Damian just all in the mirrors of Teo, but he cannot get around him. I'm sure that's frustrating for the young Damian, but he'll maybe be able to bring the fight in the next 11 minutes. Steinman, meanwhile, closing in on Damian's rear. It's a three-car race there. Alan Teo running in 6th, Miguel Damian running in 7th, and Nick Steinman running in 8th position. Jordan Klein headed to the kink. Ooh, Jordan getting passed by Jason Cohen. Horsepower advantage in that big McLaren with the baby blue roof. Jason Cohen gets it done under braking. I'm sure Jordan will be a little frustrated by that occurrence. Now Jason Cohen gets to take his shot at Rudy Pistoli in the black and green M2. Teo looking racy up the north stretch. Damian seems to be falling back. He's being reeled in by Steinman. Steinman being coached up today by Aiden Fosnock, a new instructor here on our staff, but an able racer and coach. Damian drops a wheel in the S's. Steinman on the attack. We've got a 5-car pack here with Jackowitz leading, then Pereira, Pistoli, Cohen, and Jordan Klein. Everybody holding up. Everybody turning in good lap times. Not a lot of movement here. Under 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes until it's steak o'clock is what Chef Steve says. Steaks are coming off the charcoal fire, being turned into sliders and horseradish right now as we speak. Watching Jackowitz go through Prudence and up into the carousel. Dave Pereira pushes deep. Rudy turns to the attack, and Cohen closes the gap on Rudy. Rudy's going to have his hands full of McLaren Artura here any minute now. This in-car camera looks fantastic as we see Jordan running through, up through the gears, over 120, fifth gear, full throttle through the kink, 135, 140, 148, touches 150 before he throws out the anchor and turns uphill, headed to the switchback. 2 downshifts, and he's over the curbs there. Big on the left, and now back full throttle coming down. Jordan Klein doing work in that Cayman right now. Steinman gets around Damian and now brings the fight to Teo. Damian had a little wobble there, and Steinman looked to take advantage. And now Teo has got a mirror full of Cayman. He's got to worry about that. Steinman coming off of a race win in the Member Challenge race at VIR. When Monticello took 15 members to VIR for an ND2 and Member Challenge race, Steinman was the beneficiary of that practice time, and now he takes that experience and uses it to attack the Papaya Artura of Alan Teo. 7 minutes left in the race. 7 minutes to go. I asked Nick Longy to come into the broadcast booth, and he said, hold on, bigger name on the other line. Jackowitz closing the gap on Damian in the carousel. Meanwhile, Cognazi, Greg, and Rudy Pistoli goes deep. Not sure if there was contact or if he just missed the braking zone. But the world's angriest M2 just got a little John Deere treatment on the outside of carousel. Pistoli will not be happy with that turn of events. But I'll tell you who is happy, Jason Cohen and Jordan Klein. Cohen can now take the fight to Dave Pereira. Cohen very tidy through the switchback and gets a run. Oh, and a touch of contact there between Cohen and Dave Pereira. Pereira comes out on the wrong end of that. Jordan is the beneficiary as Jordan Klein sneaks through. Pereira stays under power, but he loses positions, loses 3 spots, and is now under complete attack from Cole Cognazi and another Bavarian M2 CSR. As Cohen leads that baby blue Artura up around Paul Levine and is now joining the fight to catch Miguel Damian. Jordan Klein also gets around the NB of Levine as Jackowitz gets inside of Sean McAuliffe running the Eric Paterno NB. Lots of cross-pollination here in the field today between championship cars and championship drivers. Damian and Cohen, nose to tail, headed under the bridge. And here comes Rudy, no doubt full of vinegar as he tries to close the gap on Jordan Klein. Cognazi brushes off Dave Pereira as Pereira just leaves the door open. Pereira clearly off of his mental game and has just decided to let cars through, giving up positions as he tries to gather his thoughts and join the fight. 4 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes to go as Jason Cohen trails Miguel Damian through the carousel, followed by Jordan Klein and then Rudy Pistoli. Jason and Jordan, the beneficiaries of Rudy Pistoli's off in the M2 in the carousel. And Cohen makes the pass on Damian cleanly, makes it look easy. And by the kink, Cohen is leaving Damian behind. As Jordan closes in and Rudy closes in, Damian might be running out of tire in that Artura, because Jordan has definitely closed the gap on Miguel Damian. Miguel Damian under attack from Jordan Klein and Rudy Pistoli now. Drone doing work over the hairpin as we watch these racers run up the North Straightaway. Damian in trouble. Klein and Pistoli ready to attack. Pistoli with the best line through there. Damian with an early turn in leads to an early exit. Should give Jordan some room, but Rudy had the best line, and you see it pay off as he gets around Jordan Klein and takes the fight to Damian. He's going for two, and Pistoli takes 2 positions off Jordan and Miguel Damian in one straightaway. The world's angriest M2 back in front of Damian in that Artura. Through patience and up through prudence, and now we see Jason Cohen closing in on Rob Jackowitz as Dave Pereira safely parks the M4 on the access road. Damian had that off after contact with Cohen and decided to retire the car for the day. Also, Paul Levine headed into the pits in the Leo car. Also looks like he's retiring for the day. Meanwhile, Chris Cognazi is composing a sonnet while eating a panini. Chris Cognazi has a strong car, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Davis up behind Mario Verna. That's going to be racy any minute now. Wait, who's this? Is it possible?
It is.
Oh my gosh. Now the crowd's really on its feet.
And it's quite a nice crowd at the MonticelloMotorClub. High quality members. And
High
viewers.
quality members, high quality coaches.
I showed up today to be a spectator, and somebody handed me a radio, so here we are. And now I've got a mic in front of me, Derek. This is exciting racing. It's fantastic. This whole production, by the way, is beautiful. Really well done.
How do you like this new on-screen graphic, Nick?
Everything is just beautiful. I mean, this Monticello Motor Club has really stepped it up in terms of the presentation, in terms of the layout. The show, these races are fantastic to watch. They're great fun. And I got to say, the announcer is pretty good, too.
Oh, I gotta tell you. Listen, we had PQ call in the first race. Now we've got the Nick Longi Nick Longi, with your racing experience and your coaching experience and just the gift of gab. Is there anybody better, other than PQ? Is there anybody better we could have in the commentator booth besides Long?
I could probably think of a couple, honestly, but we'll just go with it. Thank you.
Well, we see Rudy across the stripe, followed by Jordan Klein. Got the Damien car. You got Cole Cognazi there, our current club champion, fighting with the Artura. Nothing changed at the top three. We've still got Chris Cognazi, Paul Gregory, and JF out there. As you see, Jay Davis did get around Mario Verna. Morgan showing the 1 to go. 1 lap to go. White flag in the air, as it is clearly a Jay Davis day. Morgan holding that 1 to go as Sean McAuliffe crosses the stripe. One more time across the stripe, and we will wrap up this race day, and we'll be eating steak before you know it. Nick Longy's so hungry, he's already headed to the clubhouse for the podium ceremony as Chris Cognazi crosses the line with Paul Gregory right up in his mirrors. Paul trying to join the fight late, but he needed a few more laps. Chris Cognazi takes P1, followed by Paul Gregory and JF. Cars crossing the line. Morgan with the checkered flag. Steinman going wide, gets a little wobbly as he takes a little grass on the loaded up side. That's going to hurt his exit mightily. He's still chasing that car. He's chasing that McLaren through traffic, going around Mercado there. Steinman tries to stick it inside, but Damien had a much better angle. No, I'm sorry. Check that. That's Teo. Teo had a much better angle there, clearly being coached up by Nick Longy. Much better position for the Artura. Nets him a better position as he turns for the final time onto the South Straight. Steinman's going to try to get him, but it is not going to be enough. Alan Teo bringing it home in 6th place. Teo across the line. Steinman across the line in 7th. Jordan Klein makes his turn. Headed onto the straightaway. Jordan Klein with the signature wave to the camera, keeping the crowd involved. Jordan Klein, always the showman, as Miguel Damien holds off Cole Cognazi on the last lap as well. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Join us in the clubhouse where Nick Longy and I will be there to take your questions. Nick will sign autographs, but only after having a steak slider.
I love the steak sliders. Best restaurant at any club anywhere. Derek, I just wanted to say that the level that's I haven't missed a couple of races here, but the level of the production on these races has gotten so high. This is really, really fun, really well done, really well produced. So thanks for having us. As I said, I was walking by and somebody handed me a radio, but we're privileged to be here. This is a fantastic, just really fun time. Well done.
Oh, I'll tell you, it was great. Thanks to Chris and Dom and Ray and all the members of the media team. Also, let me correct myself. The podium ceremony is happening up at the gallery. We have an outdoor podium up at the gallery. It's not at the clubhouse. Lunch is at the clubhouse after the podium ceremony, which is up at the gallery. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon at the club, Monticello Motor Club.